What's up, and welcome to another episode. Master Moats film session, and today we got to talk some DeMarvin Leal. And more importantly, man, what he did in that preseason game against the Texans. I thought that it was a very refreshing performance from him, especially when you think about how everything played out last season due to the expectations and maybe him not all the way living up to those. It was good to see him come back and make some noise in a positive way in this opening matchup. So you already know the drill. Hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. But it's about that time. So let's check the tape on DeMarvin. All right, so on this first play, we get a chance to see DeMarvin ultimately converting from run to pass. This is a big part of any D lineman's game, being able to convert versus play action and ultimately put pressure on the quarterback. And DeMarvin does an excellent job on this play. So you know how we do it. Play it at full speed. And after that, we're going to break it down. But let's talk about it. Okay. Can I get a celebration on? Sell it. There it is. All right. I liked what I see there. Shout out to DeMarvin. All righty. Let's get this thing in slow motion and let's coach it up. So starting it off, man, he's in a 5 technique or 4-eye, just depending on, I would say 4-eye because he's a little bit more head up. 5 technique would be slightly outside shade of this tackle. But for DeMarvin, in terms of how he's playing, this looks like he's playing it as a 6 technique. In terms of what I mean by 6 technique is I'm speaking the equivalent of this guy right here, outside linebacker. We would say 6 technique is head up. But in this case, said with DeMarvin, more of a 4-eye right here, head up to the tackle, but they're going to play identical. You want to mirror this guy in terms of his steps, but DeMarvin should be responsible for this B gap. Peyton be having that C gap right there. Montravis would be either front side or backside A. Robinson is off of that. Loudermilk, and then Kyron Johnson. All right. We simply call this one back, one gap. Okay. So it kind of allows you as a defense to play a lot faster when you see these type of looks. But for DeMarvin, if we want to be critical, the first step, you would like it to be a little bit more with the inside foot, stepping towards the guy versus how he stepped outside, so to speak. But this is the part where, his athleticism kind of takes over and his playmaking ability. So you see for him, he identifies it as, all right, I'm going to play this, C gap. And honestly, he could have the C. We're not in the huddle. So him and Peyton Wilson, I don't know the communication. I'm just going off of what I see and what I think would be him in this gap, Peyton outside. But at the same time, if he took the C, Peyton is a great athlete. He can easily play the B. It's not the end of the world. But like I said, I'm not in the huddle, so I don't know those particulars. But what I do like is this, man. Once he identifies and he gets to where he's supposed to be, look at the hand placement. DeMarvin has his hand on this guy's chest, right on his number, and he's controlling the steering wheel. Not only is DeMarvin a big, strong man, but in this case, fundamentally sound. And then I love the active hands. You see him, he went for the chop, rip, and now he's getting vertical because he's seeing how Davis Mills is coming out of the pocket. So for him, he doesn't want to go to where the quarterback is. He wants to go where he thinks the quarterback will go and be. So you want to cut him off at the point, and that's why he's getting vertical right in this area right here, staying on Davis's upfield shoulder. And now you get a chance to go get you a sack, man. Nice play. Good job wrapping him up, rolling as well. Peep the details, because why is that important? If you land on these quarterbacks with your full body weight in 2024, you're getting a flag 15-yarder. But if you do it the way that DeMarvin just did it, you got a chance right there because he rolled with it. So I do like that. And I will say this, man, going back and looking at this play again, I do feel like there is some type of D-line stunt or movement, because watch Montravis along with 98 and how they're stepping here, okay? That to me is like, yo, you're aggressive, you're getting up, but at the same time, that's how Montravis plays. So that's partly why I'm not 100% sold that this is an actual stunt, and he might just be taking a bad step, so to speak, because the rest of these guys are kind of just read and react, and nobody's firing off like it's a blitz from a defensive standpoint. But what I do, like I said, once again, is once it's declared, watch the hands, active, and then the athleticism, the finish, and the details. Don't land on them with your body weight. I said, I like the play a lot, man. I like it. It doesn't always have to be perfect, but make the play. That's what we care about the most in your celebration. Fire. Now here we're going to get a chance to see DeMarvin versus the run. Solo block up front, and ultimately seeing how he uses hands to come off of this block and make a nice play on the ball carrier. So play it in full speed like we always do. And after that, we'll break it down. You just saw where DeMarvin was. But nice hand placement. And then I like the physicality and sending a message at the end. We ain't playing with y'all. All right. So here we go. Let me rewind this back a little bit. So we said one back, one gap, right? Yes, in theory. But we do got these kind of like off ball tight ends kind of in the way. That does mucky it up a little bit for the LBs. But for DeMarvin, we know once again he's in that 4-eye technique. Head up to the offensive tackle, okay? And from there, we know he's got the 2-gap element of this thing, man. In terms of here to here, okay? The same how this linebacker is playing off of him, all right? But we also know that you got to help, right? In terms of how the backers are going to be associated with it just because of these dudes right here. In theory, you want it to be one back, one gap, but at the same time, because of how these guys are, they make it a little bit mucked up, all right? But let's get to it a little bit more, man. So for DeMarvin, man, his job is fire off this ball, be low, control your B gap, all right? So like I said, no pressure or anything called on this play from what I'm seeing tape-wise. So I like the first step, though. We didn't get that false step where he did the previous play, stepping out to come back in. Right here, he's controlling that B. He's going directly at 75. And I like the hat and hand placement. You see his helmet slightly inside, a little bit lower than 75. And his hands are inside of 75's chest plate, where 75's arms on the outside. So that's a good initial first step, good initial hand placement. From here, he's getting his color into the hole. Why is that important? So this running back can see that, man, and feel a little discouraged, okay? But I like the strength. He's obviously getting a little bit of a combo from the tight end, coming down to chip him some. But still pretty stout, though, all right? Now, all right, you kind of get a little bit of movement on. Doesn't give up on the play, though. Now, he's working across, and that's the beautiful part right there. Felt like, all right, man, this ball is not going to hit inside anymore because where I'm located at, throws 75 by, and now he's back in position to be a playmaker. This is what you love to see right here by the young guy. Don't just do it in the pass game. Give it to me in the run game as well. Getting low. And now every yard counts, right? Every inch counts. Pull him back. Pull him back. I love it. Love the details on it, man. Love the details. But nice initial step. Hand placement. Pad level. Then don't take yourself off the play. Go be a playmaker, man. Shout out to DeMarvin. Shout out to DeMarvin. But I like that a lot right there, baby. Like that a lot. All right, now this is my favorite play from the game from DeMarvin Leal. The sack is nice. Tackle, a couple tackles versus the run is cool. But I like this play so much because as a D lineman, man, this is one of the toughest things to do. Run into the football. But when you keep doing it, eventually you get that return on the investment via a fumble or big time hit down the grass, man. All right. So let's watch him real quick. And after that, we'll break it down. But shout out to DeMarvin on this play, man. Just watch him. All right. Little double team. Keep him occupied. I need it now. I need it. Bing! This is big. This is huge. I love that right there, man. All right. So let's talk about it. All right. So not going to bore you with a ton of the schematics, man. They're obviously in nickel in terms of defense, so that's why for DeMarvin, he stemmed. At first, he was in a three technique, outside shade of the guard. Then he stems it back down, okay, because he was going to get into that shade or ultimately in a 1. He went a 3 technique and a 1 technique, and now his job is to occupy the double team. If this is truly a run play, he's in perfect position. Mark would make him right. Peyton would fill off of him. We know it's fullback, so those guys got to make the D-line right because he carries the extra gap. But I think for DeMarvin, he can feel the difference of play action pass and these guys firing off versus a true run play. Because as you can see right here, they're not really trying to gain ground. The center is more so trying to put hands on DeMarvin, but he's not trying to necessarily win the grass. And I think for DeMarvin, he understands that, but I also think he's processing information. I think he can see this ball carrier and he's realizing, okay, play action pass right here. So what's the next step? Next step is, man, if you're the guy getting double teamed, keep the double team on you, because what you don't want to happen is this guard to come off and chip on outside linebacker, or say you have a late rusher or your opposite D tackle coming in. You don't want that center to be able to leave and help. So good job by DeMarvin keeping these two guys occupied. Okay. Put your hand up, try to get a tip. It's not there. Okay, cool. But this is what I want to see. Don't decide. Don't think about it. Run to the football. Ball is caught. Run to the ball. Ball is caught. Run to the ball. Ball is caught. Run to the ball. And why do I love this play so much? Because not only are you giving me effort, not only are you giving me finish, but you're detailing your work. He is punching at this football because the ball carrier has it on his inside arm. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is how forced fumbles happen. This is how you get those big back-breaking turnovers after an explosive play, because these little ball carriers, whether they're receivers or running backs, when they get out here, they're not expecting this big body guy to be coming down the field to hit them, let alone punch at the ball and put all body weight on them. And that's what you get here. And you can see it, man. Big hit on it. Big time attack of the football. Good job by 42, keeping or 82, excuse me, keeping that ball. I think that's Steven Sims, actually. Shout out to Steven. But this is what you want to see, man. Keep putting it on tape. Oh, excuse me, 22. Get one of the numbers right. But this is what you want to see on tape right here. This is growth. This is maturity. This is the Cam Hayward effect, man. That's exactly how Cam plays it. And that's why Cam's been a perennial all-pro and been killing it his career, because of those little details. So when you see DeMarvin doing that in year 3, this is what we want. Not only did you get a sack this game, not only did you play the run well this game, you also run into the ball. Punching at that thing down the grass, man. We're going to need that come this season. We're going to need that. So as you can see with DeMarvin, thought he did some really good things in this game, man, and really got back to, putting some good stuff on tape in stadium. He's been having a really good training camp. We know all the reports coming out of Latrobe has been positive about him, but it's, from my perspective, really good to see him being able to carry that over into the stadium with the lights on, man. But you guys let me know your thoughts on DeMarvin Leal and what you saw from him in the game versus the Texans, what you liked, and ultimately what you think he's going to be capable of providing us from a defensive standpoint production this upcoming year. But either way, I appreciate you for tuning in. And until next time, baby, peace.